This is another Money Moves episode, so let's go ahead and see where the millions and millions of dollars have been flowing in the world of technology. Sword Health nabs $40 million at a $4 billion valuation and pushes IPO plans to at least 2028. Sword Health, an AI-powered digital health startup, has raised $40 million at a $4 billion valuation, a 33% jump from the $3 billion price tag it earned just a year ago. The funding was led by returning investor General Catalyst. Even though the 10-year-old Sword Health is cash flow positive, its CEO and founder, Virgilio Bento, stated that he opted to raise additional capital for two reasons: to update the company's valuation and have funds readily available for strategic acquisitions. Sword Health, which began as a virtual physical therapist and has since expanded into offering pelvic health and mental health services, has previously considered a near-term IPO. Bento's goal is for Phoenix, Sword's AI care specialist, to extend remote healthcare beyond musculoskeletal pain and pelvic floor care to numerous conditions such as cardiovascular care, gastroenterological health, and speech therapy. The latest round brings Sword's total funding to $380 million. Other participants in the new round include Closela Ventures, Comcast Ventures, Lens Capital, Oxy Capital, Armilar, Indico Capital, and Schilling. Observability startup Coralogix becomes a unicorn and eyes India expansion. Coralogix, an Israeli startup offering a full-stack observability and security platform, has raised $115 million at a pre-money valuation of over $1 billion, almost doubling in 3 years from its last round in 2022. The all-equity and all-primary Series E round is led by California-based venture growth firm New View Capital, with participation from the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board and Next Equity, the venture firm founded by former Apple executives Avi Tevanian and Fred Anderson. Coralogix AI observability agent Ali utilizes a semantic layer that incorporates internal data, including metadata, along with external sources, such as information available on the internet, to assist companies in understanding complex issues, such as identifying the causes of slow service or resolving the most common system errors by using simple text prompts. Trained to answer broader questions than just what is going wrong, the AI agent can help customers if they want to know which feature is causing customers the most frustration, how much these customers are paying, or who their account representative is that can work with them. The startup plans to leverage India's engineering base for its AI ambitions, aiming to invest about $100 million in the country over the next 5 years. The investment is planned to expand its office in Gurugram and hire more staff in Bengaluru and Mumbai to build engineering, R&D, and customer success teams. The latest round also saw participation from Coralogix existing investors, including Advent International, Brightington Park Capital, Ravaya, Greenfield Partners, Red Dot Capital Partners, OG Venture Partners, Jewel Capital Partners, and Mayor Investments. Applied Intuition raises $600 million for autonomous driving tech. Applied Intuition raised $600 million in a Series F funding round and tender offer last week. This latest round values Applied Intuition at $15 billion, and the company said the funding will propel it into the next phase of growth. This will include investing in vehicle intelligence, deeper product expansion, and global team growth. BlackRock managed funds and accounts, and Kleiner Perkins co-led the round. Other new investors in the round include Franklin Templeton, Qatar Investment Authority, Abu Dhabi Investment Council, Primji Invest, Stripes, Greycroft, BAM Elevate, and 137 Ventures. Existing investors participating in the round include Fidelity Management and Research Company, General Catalyst, Lux, Bond, Elad Gil, Addition, and Tribe Capital. Applied Intuition closed this round just over a year after announcing its Series E in March 2024. Since then, the company said it has maintained strong momentum with AI innovations and product launches, including strategic partnerships with OpenAI, Traton, Isuzu, Porsche, and Audi, released its off-road autonomy stack, acquired defense technology company Epicai, launched its newest defense products Axion and Actui, and expanded its global office into the United Kingdom. Applied Intuition delivers the toolchain, Vehicle OS, and autonomy stacks to help customers build intelligent vehicles and shorten time time to market. Applied Intuition services the automotive, defense, trucking, construction, mining, and agriculture industries. In more Money Moves news, air taxi company has signed a $250 million deal to sell 50 flying vehicles. Air taxi company Eve Air Mobility signed a contract to sell 50 of its electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles to Revo, an advanced air mobility operator in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and its parent company Helicopters International. Under the $250 million agreement, Revo would become the launch operator for the eVTOLs in Sao Paulo starting in 2027. In addition, Revo runs door-to-door mobility services with helicopter services connecting key Brazil locations. Desky closed $6 million seed round to bring AI-powered heart scans to market. Desky, a health tech company developing AI-powered diagnostic tools in collaboration with clinicians and researchers, recently announced the close of a $6 million seed round to support the U.S. and global market launch of its FDA-approved cardiac imaging software. The seed round was led by Racine 2, an impact-focused fund managed by Serena and Make Sense, with participation from BNP Paribas, Development Impapi Justinian, Good Only Ventures, Better Angle, and NACO, the fund advised by M Capital. This group of leading European health and impact investors brings not only capital, but deep alignment with Desky's vision to democratize access to early AI-enabled cardiac care on a global scale. The milestone builds on growing momentum for HeartFocus, which recently received FDA clearance, along with a predetermined change control plan, PCCP, that makes it easier to update and expand the software over time. Clinical studies also show that even first-time users, guided by HeartFocus AI, can capture diagnostic quality heart scans. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death in the U.S. and around the world, yet access to echocardiography is often limited by a shortage of trained specialists. HeartFocus bridges this gap with real-time AI guidance that enables any healthcare professional to perform cardiac ultrasounds after just a few hours of training, making early diagnosis possible even in primary care, rural clinics, and other resource-limited settings. Celltrio secured a $15 million financial investment to accelerate global expansion in cell culturing and cell and gene therapy automation. Celltrio, a pioneering life sciences company delivering advanced automation solutions for cell culturing and cell and gene therapy, recently announced the closing of a $15 million financial investment round led by Premier Partners, a leading investor in healthcare innovation. The new funding will accelerate the global commercialization of RoboCell, Celltrio's flagship modular platform for fully automated sterile cell culturing and cell therapy manufacturing. Investment proceeds will be used to scale manufacturing capabilities, expand commercial operations across North America, Europe, and Asia, and fuel continued innovation of GMP-ready automation solutions for biopharma, regenerative medicine, and advanced research laboratories. In our next Money Moves news, we have Intelligent Energy secured £17 million program to scale its UK-developed aviation fuel cell tech. Intelligent Energy, i.e., one of the UK's leading hydrogen fuel cell manufacturers, has secured a £17 million program to fast-track development of new zero-emission hydrogen fuel cell system that could be powering commercial aircraft within the decade. The award is from the ATI program, a partnership between the Aerospace Technology Institute and the Department for Business and Trade and Innovate UK. It will support Project Heights, a 3-year drive to develop IE's current 300 kilowatt modular aviation fuel cell platform for use in next-generation aircrafts. Initial applications include electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft and short-range commuter planes. IE's new fuel cell system, IE Flight 300, is expected to enter early service in Part 23 aircraft by the end of the decade, with scale-up plans targeting larger regional aircrafts in the 2030s. The investment comes as aviation faces rising pressure to cut emissions. Batteries remain constrained by weight and range, while hydrogen electric propulsion is gaining traction as a cleaner, scalable alternative. The project marks a major step forward for Intelligent Energy, and its fuel cell technology offers significant environmental and economic benefits to the aviation sector. 6-month-old solo-owned vibe coder Base 44, sales to Wix for $80 million cash. Shlomo recently sold his 6-month-old bootstrap vibe coding startup Base44 to Wix. Now, Shlomo wasn't truly solo. He had 8 employees, and they will collectively receive $25 million of the $80 million as a retention bonus. Wix declined to give details on that part of the deal, like how long they have to stay in their jobs to get the full payouts. In its 6 months as a standalone company, Base44 reportedly grew to 250,000 users, hitting 10,000 users within its first 3 weeks. And according to Shlomo's post on X and LinkedIn, the company was profitable, generating $189,000 in profit in May, even after covering high LLM token cost. This is one of the newer crop of vibe coding products designed for non-programmers. Users enter text prompts, and the platform builds complete applications with database, storage, authentication, analytics, and integration. It also supports email, texting, and maps with a roadmap for more enterprise-grade security support. Shlomo was already known in the Israeli startup community through his previous startup, the Insight Partners-backed data analytics company Explorium. He quickly gained partnership agreements for Base44 with big Israeli tech companies like eToro and SimilarWeb. Quantum hardware company raised $27 million in early funding. Quantum hardware company Quantware has secured an additional $4.5 million in funding, bringing its oversubscribed Series A financing round to $27 million. The funding extension comes amid growing customer interest in recent technological advancements. The Netherlands-based company develops VIO, a technology that addresses critical bottlenecks in scaling quantum processors. According to Quantware, VIO establishes the fastest pathway to quantum computers with more than 1 million qubits in a single processor. This milestone would represent exponential growth in quantum computing power. The company, a spin-out from Delft University of Technology's Q-Tech Research Institute, has established a global presence, powering quantum computers for customers across 20 countries spanning 4 continents. Its flagship product, Tenure, delivers 64 fully controllable qubits with reduced crosstalk, enabling high-performance quantum computing at scale. Quantware plans to use the additional capital to accelerate the expansion of its chip fabrication facilities while enabling the company to grow its team with top talent. This comes as the company further develops its quantum open architecture paradigm. The framework focuses on creating modular, interoperable quantum computing systems through collaboration between different vendors and technologies using Quantware's VIO technology and the company's own processors and via foundry and packaging services. Quantware's funding signals growing investor confidence in specialized quantum hardware providers focused on solving the scaling challenges that have limited quantum computing's practical applications. Up next, we have OneBrief reaches $1.1 billion valuation with $20 million Series C extension led by Battery Ventures, nearly doubling in 3 months. OneBrief, the leading software for military staff collaboration and operational planning, recently announced a $20 million Series C extension led by Battery Ventures. This funding round scales the company's valuation to $1.1 billion, an increase from the $650 million valuation achieved 3 months prior in OneBrief's Series C. This growth comes at a time when the U.S. Department of Defense is accelerating and prioritizing the need for commercial off-the-shelf software to transform and support the warfighter. OneBrief transforms military collaboration from a fragmented manual process into an integrated, intelligent workspace. Before OneBrief, military staff work was slow, inefficient, and resource-intensive due to legacy tools. Staff would spend weeks and months building tens of thousands of slides, and this process would be done without version control or a way to coordinate across commands in real time. OneBrief plans to use the funding to accelerate its engineering and expand its infrastructure to support allied and joint operations worldwide. These advancements will help drive broader utilization and readiness for potential future conflict, with the ability to support 100,000 simultaneous collaborators and remain operational under adversarial conditions. OneBrief also will focus on advancing AI integration capabilities to enhance decision-making. Users today report 2 times efficiency and productivity gains when using the platform. This investment and focus on AI development will help OneBrief brief scale user productivity by 100 times within the next 3 years.